Okay, fellow American citizens, today's date is December 8th, 2015, and the reason why I'm showing this text message that was criminally, illegally sent to my phone, I'm going to press on it so I can show you today the date it was sent, December 22nd, 2014, a month after I moved from a GILL times 2. I'm a woman, not a man, HA location. Now, I know you don't understand that. That was a code that I used to describe a specific location, and I'm not going to go into the long explanation concerning why I gave it a code. I've already talked about that in previous videos, so just bear with me and you'll understand the context and the subject matter of this video. Before I continue though, I think it's prudent for security and strategic purposes that I make a prediction concerning what could happen towards me while I'm making this video and after. Now, let me show you the time. It's 10:04 a.m. Now, this video camera works in a way to where if you do a close-up, like on a text message or a tweet on Twitter, hang on, I gotta readjust it. There we go. But this video camera operates to where if you do a close-up, so you can see the text messages that have been sent to me, and snap screenshots of tweets that I put on Twitters that were predictions. In order for me to show you clearly these text messages and aforementioned descriptions, I had to hold the video camera close to the phones. As a result, you can't see me very, very well. But that's okay, because the videos that are dedicated to this YouTube channel and the YouTube videos that are in the blog that I'm going to eventually describe its title, you'll be able to see enough videos to see who I am physically, clearly. Now, just bear with me, and I'm arriving at the subject matter. See, when I make my videos, they're usually made for predictions, and or they're also made for to describe what's happened to me, evidence as well as is illustrated in the videos. And so when I make my videos, I have to make sure that I explain everything towards the beginning and towards the beginning of the middle of the video, because it's a foundation that the rest of the video will build upon. Okay, so just bear with me. Sometimes my videos get a little bit of a slow start because of this, so just trust me on this, because if you stay with the videos, okay, you'll see how the beginning and the beginning of the middle of what I state in the video leads to the entire scope of the subject matter, the evidence, who's involved, where it's happening at, the motivations behind it, and so on and so forth. Please stay with this video if you want to learn what's happening to a innocent, completely innocent, learning disabled woman, me. And when I say I'm learning disabled, it doesn't mean I'm retarded or slow or anything like that. It just means I have a different learning style. Trust me. And at the risk of sounding like I'm tooting my own horn, I'm actually gifted. So just bear with me a second, okay? And the reason I state that is because I don't want anybody to think that I'm retarded or that I can't take care of myself as a result of titling my YouTube videos Learning Disabled Woman. In fact, let me just go a little bit step further and actually give you the honest explanation of why I titled my YouTube videos Learning Disabled Woman. Because when I came to San Diego for the first time since 2006, in 2006 I was here between 1 and 36 days. I left, went back to Michigan, was gang stalked on a feverish scale, and the horrific criminalities that happened to me in Michigan are literally almost indescribable. I'm not going to talk about those, I don't think so, in this video though, so just bear with me and I'll tell you the reason why I just made that statement. Is because when I came back to San Diego for the first time since 2006, I knew that I was going to be gang stalked to San Diego again, because I was in 2006 from Michigan. Go to Google and type in interstate stalking and gang stalking. This crime also goes by the name of organized stalking. Okay? Now, research each description, okay, to first gang stalking at Google and or YouTube when it's appropriate, and then go back and type in each description to organized stalking, because you can get sometimes better information by typing in organized stalking, but make no mistake about it, you will get good information by typing in gang stalking. Alright, now I got a poison ivy all over my eyelids and right below and on the side of my right side of my face, because I had to move, and as a result of having to move quickly because it's now winter in San Diego, I had a lot to move in order to stay warm at night. I'm hiking, I'm camping, And just for the sidebar notation for Californians and La Jollans, I take care of myself and I take care of the areas where I sleep at. I don't leave garbage laying around. I take it with me. I don't engage in anything that would cause fires or anything like that. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I've seen a lot of homeless encampments that I've stumbled across, and these people either were maybe forced to move and weren't able to come back and clean it up, and others were just looked like just people that camped there and didn't give two shits about how they treated the environment. I do. I take my garbage with me, okay, including my waste, all right? And so anyways, that was just a sidebar notation. And the reason I'm stating that is because I want Californians and La Jollans to know that even though the homelessness absolutely created the gang stalking of me by stealing my rent that was mailed, certified mail return receipt through the United States Postal Service in Michigan. They created the homelessness of me at least 5 different times in Michigan. I got tired of spending thousands and thousands of dollars because when you get an apartment, you have to pay your security deposit, sometimes first and last month's rent. Okay, then the cost of utilities, and then anybody knows when they move, they're so tied up in the physical business of moving that they're not sitting back and saying, okay, well, we spent 8 hours moving today, let's sit down and make a pot roast. No. So there's a lot involved in moving, including eating out, because of the time constraints that moving causes. So you would not believe I have went through thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars surviving this crime, staying safe from it, and exposing it. You would not believe what has happened to me, my credit, my even my reputation, because they're literally even getting on lines and making blogs, putting my videos within them, and then calling me paranoid schizophrenic, which is literally a method of gang stalking. In fact, check this out. First, let me light my cigarette because I'm making this video as I'm going through some things that I just bought at Walmart yesterday, and I'm also airing out my tent because it got a little bit of wet with condensation from breathing. And so, let me just light this cigarette. I make my videos when I got a moment to, and lately, the moments have been scarce. I hate smoking on video. Alright, so check this out. The point being is this. Oh, and I'm also absolutely denied crime benefits and crime assistance because this is organized crime in the system that is committing these criminal realities. Now, when we look at all the cost of getting apartments, keeping them, what the cost of what it takes to get one, okay, then paying the monthly rent, okay, establishing what it takes to get the apartment, we're talking about at least $2,500 at least. Okay, well, these filthy criminal rats will stage altercations at apartment complex, even using current tenants that are above, below, or next to a target. They'll even use tenants to harass a target, including staging events, so the events can then be used as a normal apparent excuse and or reason to evict the target, and if that don't work, they'll just flat out steal the rent, which is what they did with me. So go to Google and type in United States Postal Workers and gang stalking. Excuse me. In fact, check this out, what I'm going to show you. Let me bring up my Instagram, which I've minimized, and because I pretty much prepared the things that I'm going to show you in this video, and this might be a 2-part video series. Title this YouTube video, Learning Disabled Woman Exposes the Organized Crime, Human Trafficking in San Diego Government. Okay? Absolutely. Alright, so check this out. In order to prove to you just right away that I'm not the only victim that's talking about how gang stalking is connected to the post office, I'm going to bring up a snap screenshot through Instagram, and it appears that it's now frozen. So go to Google and type in cell phone hacking and gang stalking. Okay. Alright, it's coming up now. It's going to take a minute for everything, all the snap screenshots and audios that I got in Instagram to come up. So while they're coming up, what I'm going to do, maybe it could have been when I minimized it. Alright, here it is. So check this out. I want you to look at the name. It's still coming up. Hold on. Give it a second here. I want you to look at the name. This right here is a snap screenshot of a book that you can type in the title of at Google in order to see the book, its title, how it looks in reference to the picture of the book, and who wrote it. Her name, the woman who wrote it went by a fake name, that name being Jewel Crayan, Kryan. Now I want you to take a look. Let me see if I can landscape this picture. I don't think you can with Instagram. So what I'll do, Sorry, I had to take a puff of my cigarette. So what I'll do is I'll show you. Look at what it says: electronic torture, electronic rape, technology, and gang stalking at the post office. Written, do you notice gang stalking in the title? Okay, now if you buy this book, I guarantee you there's going to be things that you read in it that are going to sound completely bizarre and totally insane. They're not. Okay, now the electronic torture and electronic rape has to do with specific technologies that are remotely being used against organized stalking, gang stalking targets. This woman was actually more than likely injected with some nano implants, because there's a page on it that talks about how she felt things literally crawling on her brain. Now I know you're hearing that, you're going to probably shut this video off and say this woman's crazy. Really? Well then why is it mentioned in the book? For one. For two, hear me out, for two, go to Google and type in non-consensual human experimentation, military included, of gang stalking targets like DARPA, DOD, CIA, NSA. Okay, alright, so when you review that and then go back to Google and type in nano implants and gang stalking, non-consensual human experimentation. Now the electronic torture and electronic rape has to do with specific technologies called remote neural monitoring, the microwave hearing effect, B2K, and so on and so forth, where it can literally manipulate the physiological, biological systems of the organized stalking, gang stalking target as a result of them being also non-consensual human experimentation targets. So I strongly suggest when you get this book, when you see something in it, don't dismiss it. Just research the descriptions of what they're saying by keywording the descriptions in and cross-referencing it to the aforementioned descriptions. Now, the reason why I brought that up was not to talk about this aspect of this crime, but to prove to you the woman who wrote this is a supervisor for the post office who's being gang stalked by her supervisors and other fellow employees. Okay, and I suggest you look at the criminal motivation of why they're doing it as well. Absolutely. Alright, and the fact that this technology is also being used on her parents. So you can go to Google and type in family infiltration and gang stalking. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's all over the internet, including intimate infiltration and gang stalking. Now, again, the only reason I really showed you this in this particular video was to show you that, look, go to Google and type in postal workers and gang stalking, mail theft and mail delayment and gang stalking creating the homelessness of targets. Do it, and you will see that I'm telling you the truth pertaining to that the fact that they purposely and intentionally, with complete malice of forethought and criminal intent, which also includes conspiracy, engaged in techniques committing a federal crime by stealing my rent out of the mail that was mailed, certified mail, return receipt through the United States Postal Service. That's a federal crime. Now, so let me go back to the text messages. This is a good video, just trust me. Once it gets going here, you're going to absolutely be able to see that I'm being gang stalked. Now, and to expose to you why it's happening in part. Because one gang stalking victim can be a victim of a whole entire scope and range of different crimes, but it's all perpetrated by the same syndicate in the system. It's organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level. Working as a syndicate, they do have absolute, complete, it's like an octopus, where you got the head that manages everything, and then each arm stretches out within specific employment descriptions and specific areas within communities, including institutions like colleges and universities, public libraries, absolutely businesses, corporations, security firms, private investigative firms. It's a syndicate, okay? And their whole goal at the end of the day is nothing but money and control, and the control to make money, and the control to protect the crime. And they will absolutely not only completely destroy the target individual's life in order to achieve these criminal motivations, which I'm going to describe as I continue to talk, but they absolutely will as well put the targeted individual in a mental institution, even for the rest of their lives, by claiming they have a mental illness which is causing their continued homelessness, and or causing them to believe that they're being stalked by people they don't know, even though they actually are. Okay, and I'm not just talking about the propped up staged harassment that is brought about against the organized stalking, gang stalking target along their routes. I'm not just talking about the staged assaults, the staged arrests, the staged falsified police reports, the staged illegal lodging tickets, okay, because you gotta sleep and they know you gotta sleep. That's one of the reasons why they actually create the homelessness, is to then, through the continued stalking, identify where you went to go sleep at. Because if you go to a motel, they'll do the same thing. If you go rent another apartment, they'll do the same thing. Or they'll through the stalking, which is actually a huge aspect of the stalking, is illegal GPS tracking on your cell phone, your computer, covert physical surveillance using human beings, okay, and much more. Like the community notification, neighborhood watch groups are being used, housing, how do you call that? Like the neighborhood associations, they're being illegally and criminally used as a result. 90% of the individuals who are harassing or organized stalking, gang stalking targets are nothing but dupe citizens, punks, drug addicts, alcoholics can be used, absolutely. Other homeless people can be used. So go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger," and that will give you a good preliminary introduction in reference to how easy it is to get anybody to do anything for an individual who either has a fake badge and or a real one. Cross-reference that information to the fact that they will also create what is known as fake, bogus criminal investigation files about a target, either a individual who's impersonating a police officer or a real one. Use that, combine it with a slander campaign to motivate anybody in the community to do things for them based on the theme of the slander. Like they'll call a target a prostitute, a drug addict, a individual who's a threat to themselves or others, an individual who's mentally ill and is homeless because of it, can't get out of it, and because they're mentally ill, they can't make the right choices to get out of it. Because illegal probate control for federal, state, and local funds, insurance fraud, and human trafficking inside a syndicated-run organized crime group home, which is one of the criminal motivations they have for the target, is one of the main reasons why they create the homelessness of the target. So the target can be used as a straw person for federal, state, and local funds, continued insurance fraud, and human trafficking inside these group homes, institutions, even detention centers. Absolutely, make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Because what a lot of individuals don't know, citizens don't know, is that a lot of detention centers, even county jails, can and do apply for federal funds per inmate. What do you think pays law enforcement salaries? Do you think it's all through taxes? No. Fellow American citizens, a lot of taxes go for paying city workers pensions and salaries and their insurance, the community services like garbage collecting. So when you look at how organized crime in the system is using land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, equity co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, human trafficking, sexual servitude rings, pornography groups, voyeurism. When you look at all these and much more, okay, any type of crime you can think of, they're involved in stolen car theft rings, prostitution rings. They're involved in everything you can think of, every single type of crime that you can think of, from home burglary to you name it. Absolutely. And they know I know it. And they're involved in much more than I'm talking about right now. You better believe it. Now, fellow American citizens, in order for you to see that I was telling the truth concerning how they will literally post blogs about a target individual, including me, and then paste the target individual's videos within that blog to make them appear crazy. I did a video one time about remote neuromonitoring, and they at a specific area, and they posted that video inside a blog they created, and then tried to call me a paranoid schizophrenic homeless woman. Now, Clyde Lewis, who's a national radio show host in Oregon, he's got a national radio show. I've been on his shows at least 6 to 8 times. Okay. He did a show on September 1st, 2015. I forgot the title of the show, but you can go to Google and type in Ground Zero Clyde Lewis, okay, and bring up his website. Once you bring it up, towards the top of the website is a feature titled Listen Now. Click on that. Click on the Listen Now feature, and then scroll down to the part to where it says Listen on SoundCloud. Once you bring that up, all of his archived shows will come up. Then scroll through them to the specific dates that I mentioned in this video, pertaining to a few of the shows that I've been on. One of them being May 1st, 2013. Another one was, I think, it was either May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, maybe the 5th, 2014, the one with Daniel Estelan. And the title of that show is The Deconstruction of Humanity, something like that. Then also go and look for the show September 17th, 2013. Absolutely. Because that show alone will prove to you I'm being gang stalked, because the evidence I'm going to show you in this video has been caught before the show and after the show, because I describe in the show how I'm being harassed along my routes. Now, fellow American citizens, I'm a good woman. Oh, by the way, September 1st, 2015, on the Ground Zero show, he did a show concerning how individuals in the government will engage in what is known as disinformation campaigns, misinformation campaigns, and slander campaigns to slander whistleblowers. So I called up the show and I was on it. So I suggest you go to also that date show, September 1st, 2015. Now, so, fellow American citizens, I want to tell you straight out and straight up, I'm not involved in any type whatsoever, any type of illegal or criminal activity. I am literally a practicing, devout Christian woman, okay? I am not involved in anything. I don't steal. I don't even drink. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't steal. I don't sleep around, and I completely hang around myself. Ever since August 8, 2011, the date I arrived back in San Diego, I have minded my own business. I have not developed any types of friendships or acquaintance relationships with anybody. In other words, I have completely stayed to myself. The only time that I have ever went out of my way to talk to anybody is on bus routes, bus stops, Ralph's grocery store, and maybe just like a friendly small talk in businesses. Okay, that's it. That's it. I do not hang around anybody. I do not know any homeless people at any acquaintance level, friendship level, intimate level, or anything. Because it was my goal to completely stay to myself, which I have done since I've been back here, because I know how these filthy rats operate. They infiltrated my life way back in at least in 1988 in Michigan, and stayed in my life all the way up until 2011. Absolutely, through a respectable environment, a church. Absolutely. So go to Google and type in churches and gang stalking, churches and organized stalking. You would not believe the horrific criminalities that have happened to me. You just would not believe it. Now, fellow American citizens, what they will also do is make a targeted individual homeless. Once the homelessness is created, like say, let me check how many minutes have expired. See, the whole goal for them, one of the main avenues where they make their money at is insurance fraud. Okay, now one of the ways that they are able to achieve this insurance fraud is by going after people that got pretty good insurance, Medicare, okay, insurance from possibly good jobs that they have, like city workers who have retired, who now have pensions and insurance that comes from the city and state, because they know that these pensions are fixed, which means that once they take probate control of them, they can co-opt their finances and the insurance that goes along with it, or apply for Social Security in their names. Okay, these are racketeering schemes. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Hold on. I think it was in Philadelphia. It might have been Pennsylvania though, so just Google both. I think it was actually Pennsylvania. Hold on. In Pennsylvania, I think it happened in 2012 or 13. It might have been 11 though, 2011. This woman, she had legal custody of 4 mentally disabled individuals. She kept them locked in a basement chained to boilers for over 10 years in order to get their Social Security checks, because she had legal control over them. Now, the same woman had a massive felony for murder on her record because she starved a boyfriend by locking him in a closet. She starved him to death. So how does somebody like this get custody of 4 people, 4 mentally disabled individuals, tie them up with chains and lock them in a basement, okay, in order to get Social Security checks every month? Because she was part of the syndicate. That's why. There ain't no other way. So you can go to, and I've read other articles online, so you can just go to Google and not just type that case in, but you can also go to Google and type in how other mentally disabled and disabled individuals have been found locked in houses, so the individuals that own them can take custody of their checks. I just literally recently read something that was a link on a news article concerning something else, concerning how an elderly person, she was homeless or was on the verge of it being, and I guess the wrong people found out about it, and they duped her into going to another state. She went to another state and promised to rent a room to her. Now, this is literally how organized stalking works, and I already know for a fact because they literally did it to me in Michigan. Okay? So what they do is they find the vulnerable, and even the vulnerability they're in was created by them, because it's done to exploit the vulnerability, the circumstances attached to the vulnerability that they covertly create, so they can then monopolize on it for racketeering schemes, insurance fraud, human trafficking, voyeurism, sexual servitude rings, you name it. Now, so this woman, she was either on the verge of being homeless or was, and I don't know how she came in contact with these people from another state, but she got in contact with them. They promised to rent her a room. She went out there. She said they were nice at first. Then they took over her checks, beat the hell out of her, okay, even forced her to defecate in the backyard. So Google what I'm saying to you. All right? Now, fellow American citizens, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to describe to you one of the ways that they intentionally mentally harass me along my routes every day. And they do it for many reasons. Let me just put it to you this way. I'm going to give you an analogy so you can see what target individuals are going through. Have you ever heard of those abusive spouse stories on the news, or if you decide to research how domestic violence operates, the violent partner, whether it be the man or the woman, in this case I'll just say man, who's the abusive spouse, what he'll do is he'll isolate his spouse. He'll wreck relationships that she has, friendships, even family relationships he'll attempt to wreck in order to isolate her. He will take the credit cards away from her and the money away from her. He'll even take her IDs and passports away from her and her phones. Okay? Now this is done so he can use her in any way that he wants to in a home while using food and shelter, okay, as the collateral, because everybody's got to eat, everybody's got to stay warm. He's already wrecked the relationships that she had, and he sabotages any new ones, so no new ones can be formed. This is literally how organized stalking, gang stalking operates. Remember how I've already mentioned some descriptions concerning slander. If I was to go to a place that they would have a harder time influencing or hasn't been infiltrated already, like a specific church, they would, through their techniques, see where I'm going, the GPS tracking. Okay, and it's all over the internet as well, that remote neural monitoring is being used for the illegal tracking of a target. So I suggest you Google that as well. YouTube it as well. Okay. Now, so what they will do is they will either, if they see I'm looking up a church address on my phone, they'll call them before I arrive and say, don't give her no help. She's under federal investigation for any type of crime that would compel the church to not want to get involved. Remember the YouTube video, listen to a stranger. Okay? This is literally how it works, because this is how they keep the isolation of the target continued. Okay? Now, think about it this way. I'm a good woman, through God's grace. I'm a nice person. I'm a generous person. I don't engage in any type of social deviant behavior whatsoever. I'm not violent. I'm not a threat to myself or others. And I'm a friendly person. Even though I can't afford to be friendly now because I'm a gang stalking victim, and they will put people in my life, just like they did in Michigan, to take advantage of that, to act like my friend, to steer me to locations where I can be exploited. That's what they did to me in Michigan, and what they absolutely tried to do to me in Connecticut before I came back to San Diego. So the point being is that somebody like me, the reason why I brought all that up is because it's very easy for me to make friends with decent people. Because in time they can see that I'm a pretty decent person too. That I'm not a thief, that I'm not a troublemaker, that I'm not involved in anything illegal, okay, and that I like helping people. That's literally the scope of who I am, okay, without sounding like I'm tooting my own horn. Now, do you really think that somebody like this, who's not mentally ill, who's not a threat to themselves or others, would have a hard time forming relationships? Absolutely not. But I already know through experience that any relationship I try to form with anybody will be sabotaged. Okay? Absolutely. And any other type of relationship will be nothing but staged, forced relationships as a result of the illegal GPS tracking of my phone, the covert physical surveillance of me, and the places that the organized crime in the system attempt to place you at under the guise of help. So I'm going to get into that right now. And this is how they're keeping me isolated. As of today's date, which is December 8, 2015, which as soon as I light this cigarette, I'm going to show you today's date on this particular video file by using the calendar on my phone, because I'm going to be making some predictions as well. I started by saying one of the main ways that they mentally harass me along my routes every day in order to keep me in this victimized mindset, because that's the reason why I brought up the abusive spouse. Because what do you think that female who's the victim of that perpetrating spouse, what do you think her mentality would eventually become, unless she's an extremely strong mentally and spiritually willful woman? A victimized mindset. His goal is to tear her down, to keep her down, to treat her like a dog and a slave. Well, that's exactly what organized stalking and gang stalking is about. To basically mentally beat you down every single day, to intentionally, with complete malice of forethought and criminal intent, which absolutely proves conspiracy to commit these crimes. Their whole goal is to put you in and keep you in an absolute victimized mindset by, but not limited to, through making sure that you remember and are always aware that you are a gang stalking victim, which I will prove. And I'm going to interject a statement here. 2 days ago, they ripped off a bike, a brand new bike. The total loss of the bike itself is at least $200. Then the cost of replacing it, along with 3 bike locks, okay, was another at least $140. So the total loss is almost $400 just by stealing one bike. And they stole it 2 days ago. And where they stole it at, I caught gang stalking occurring on the day of the night they stole it. Right by that area. Alright, so check it out. Fellow American citizens, what I'm going to do to you right now is I'm going to put on my glasses. First, I'm going to show you the date by showing you the calendar on my phone. Again, if anybody claims they heard me, saw me, or saw my property at this location while I'm here, as the video's being made, okay, and for the rest of the entire time that I am at this location, it will be nothing but organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking. Fellow American citizens, what do you see right here? After I moved from a wooded area that I code-worded GILL ×2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location, I then moved to another area. In a little over a month after I moved from that area, I started receiving these types of text messages on this phone. There's at least 35 of them. There are at least 35 of them using 3 different numbers, and they also send pornography to my phone. Hold on. This was reported to the San Diego police, and the only thing that would make a police report was concerning the death threats, even though they said they weren't criminal threats, even though they are. Fucking lied right to my face. And in the police report. Alright, so hold on. So check this out. This right here, what do you see this saying? Gang stalk, oh my god, crazy weird, does she really expect to stay at the new hiking location? Then I text messaged them back and says, what's your name and address, heathen? And then I said it again, what is your name and address? Okay? Now, that's just one text message they sent. Here's the details of who sent it. Okay? Alright? And there's the phone number again that sent it right there. Okay? So I took a snap screenshot of it. Now I'm going to go back to my text messages on this phone. Pay attention, and now remember, you'll probably have to go back and review the theme of what they sent me in the text message and cross-reference it to my follow-up statements. Okay? Now, these right here are the 2 pornographies that they sent to my phone. That same exact BORFU has made comments on my YouTube videos. Okay? This is another one of the phone numbers right here, 225-306-1783. There's another one. There's actually 4. Okay? 4 numbers. 4 numbers. Okay? I don't know what this one is. Oh, this is somebody that got I think a wrong number. Okay? And sent me that text message that they'll call back later. No one has my phone except the police and the hospitals, because I broke my foot and broke my wrist. Okay. And because I had to go to the hospital because I was assaulted as well. So, and I think my bank has my phone number too. Now, here's this one right here, right above the, oops. Here's this one right here, right above the 2 pornography ones. This is one right here, look at this one. Okay, now look at all these text messages they sent me. Look at all of them. Okay, look at all of them. I'm scrolling to them right now. Gang stalking, you ugly bitch. Gang of stalking will fuck you up. Now look at this one. Okay, see the number, see the date. It was a few days after the first one I showed you from the other number. Hold on a second, I'm gonna feed my bird. Okay, so, sorry about that. Alright, now that's the, let me just go back to it again. Do you see how it says gang of stalk? No, wait a minute, hold it, right here. Gang of stalking will fuck you up. Gang of stalking. Pay attention to that and hold it in your memory. As soon as I get done playing you, as soon as I get done showing you the details of who sent it. The number, the date. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you an Instagram that occurred on a sidewalk on Gilman Road on Thanksgiving Day 2013. Okay, a year before. Do you hear these 2 men say gang stalk together? Then one says gang stalking. Then another one says gang of stalking, I'll fuck you up. Now this is a 15-second long segment of that event. You just hear him say, gang of stalking, I'll fuck you up. Gang of stalking will fuck you up. Okay. Okay. Now, let's continue to look at them. Okay, don't fuck with SDPD. Okay. Paying off homeless bums to camp around you. Remember that one. Because I guarantee you they're going to do that at my current hiking areas. Absolutely. Okay. SDPD alerted to your area, tracked by GPS. Instead of them using SDPD, they use the San Diego Park Rangers. Okay. I'll get to that in a minute. Getting a citation tomorrow for illegal lodging if tent is still there. Possibly even jail. Okay, do you see how they threaten the target to keep the target in a constant paranoid mindset that they're going to be arrested for illegal lodging? They did the same thing in Michigan. They would stand outside of my door of my apartment and say, does she really expect to keep staying here? I made videos about it way back in 2011 and 12, 2 years before these text messages started. Okay, it'll be the real cops, not a university campus cop. Okay, here's one, they call me a bitch. This one says, we gonna human traffic you. I showed a San Diego Detective Bernstein, this one, and she completely dismissed it. Wouldn't make a police report concerning it or nothing. Okay? You're not in a position to question us at this moment. We are in control. And you have been assigned to our group as a targeted individual. They sent me 3 letters in the mail stating that they've elevated the gang stalking of me to level 4. Now, go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? Do it. Okay? Do it. And look at the 3 letters were scanned, attached as a PDF link, and they are in that blog. Okay? Here's where they try and claim that I'm the problem. You're nothing but a troublemaker to society. It's better if you were eliminated. Okay, threats. Where does a bum like you take showers? Oh, you wait until it rains. Leslie Williams will be shot. Okay, let's look at the number of that. And the police officers inside the city hall tried to claim these weren't criminal threats. Okay, now I want you to look at this one. Gang stalking, you fucking bitch. Okay. There's Jonathan. Now, Jonathan is mentioned in the names of the letters that were sent to me. Government worker and cyber surveillance of the homeless. Jonathan, a gang stalking human trafficker. That was me replying back. Here's one, will kill you. Okay? Now, do you really honestly think this phone number has never been put in any of my blogs or YouTube videos? The police are trying to say they got a hold of it by hacking into my YouTube account. Bullshit. Because I was being gang stalked before I bought this phone. Harassed in the same exact identical way pertaining to the theme of the text messages along my routes. So that's bullshit right there. See, look. Hacked your phone. Okay. Here's one where they say raping you. Here's another one, staging events to ban you from UCSD, and that's exactly what they did. Okay, now this one right here, okay, was sent to my phone before I was banned from UCSD. All right, so let me go to some YouTube videos so I can back up some of my other statements. Now, everything that you're viewing right now is in the blog. Okay, I got about 9 minutes left on this particular video file, so I'm gonna have to start talking fast. This is the San Diego Parkway. This is a YouTube title. Okay, just type it in and you'll come to it. This video was uploaded on the 26th of August, but the event took place on August 9th in Rose Canyon, right up the street from where the Thanksgiving event occurred, and right up the street from GILL ×2. I'm a woman, not a man. Previous HJ location. Okay, hold on a second. Now you might think to yourself, what's this video all about?
File if I run out of video time.
This event took place in Rose Canyon on 8/9/2015.
Today's date is August 9th, 2000.
Okay. Now, in this video, you see me talking to a San Diego park ranger in Rose Canyon. Okay? And what I was doing was I was baiting him to tell the truth by constantly repeating questions to him. Okay? And what I was saying was that I baited them to come to me as a result of me sending San Diego Police Chief Zimmerman indisputable evidence through Twitter that I'm being gang stalked and that I was assaulted on an MTS bus, and that MTS sent me an altered video and that the police report was falsified 22 hours before. And I said I baited them to... And I said that I baited them to come to me. So how did they know where I was? He said it worked when I said I baited him. So how did they know where I was? So that shows illegal GPS tracking. The public defender that was assigned to the illegal lodging ticket I got from him, okay, would not allow me to introduce this video at the evidence trial. And he got on a stand and lied through his teeth about it, about the whole event. They tag teaming between the prosecutors and the public defender and this guy, okay? So go to that blog. Go to that blog and you'll see this, and you'll also see the tweet that was sent to San Diego Police Chief Zimmerman 22 hours before. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another video. Okay, this right here is this is a YouTube title. Okay, San Diego prosecutors and public defenders repeat gang stalker, oh my god, gang stalker, suck my dick. It was caught on audio as I'm standing outside of a courtroom on October 23rd, 2015 in reference to, they kept trying to give me all these court dates, and basically all they were was getting me to go back to court to try and plea with me so I wouldn't go to trial, because they knew I had that evidence. Okay, I even sent that video to the prosecutor's office before the preliminary hearing. So it was caught by me as I was standing outside the door of the Department 9, which is on the second floor of the San Diego courthouse. I was standing outside the door, and 3 prosecutors and 4 public defenders were repeating this, while my public defender was standing 1 foot away from him, Alex McDonald, and laughing. Now, do you see what it says there? They were saying, when you listen to it, you'll hear him say gang stalker, oh my god, being repeated. And then one says, gang stalker, suck my dick. Now, the video shows my tape recorder showing the date of the event. Okay. Now, okay, so go to that YouTube and type in that title. So let's go back to this video. This video was made 17 or 19 months before at GILL ×2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location. This is a video showing what I was putting up with in that wooded area. It shows me explaining it, but it also shows a audio that I was playing within the video of the individuals. See, the Thanksgiving event that you heard of those men yelling gang stalking, and gang stalking, I'll fuck you up, that was played to you for you to hear in this video through Instagram. Instagram only allows you to play a 15-second long video. It's just the way Instagram works. The actual event, when it was caught on a tape recorder, okay, shows the men also saying, oh my God, before and after the gang stalking was said. Okay? Now, it shows me playing that event in this video. Okay, the audio of it. So you literally hear through the audio these men saying, oh my God, as they're saying gang stalk. Well, it's the same exact thing that the public defenders are saying. Okay, now you also hear me say in this video that they're saying suck my, I think I say in this video that they're also saying suck my dick. Well, that was the other thing that the public defenders were saying and the prosecutors, gang stalk, suck my dick. Now, there's also another video that I made in 2013 pertaining to me putting up with the same thing at that wooded area and at UCSD. Okay, now I don't think I saved that video in this playlist, so I got it's in the blog. I copied and pasted it in the blog. So go to Google. Now the same method was caught right here at Social Services way back in 2012. Gang stalk being said, and look here, an individual that listened to it literally said, I heard it, commented on it. Okay. Now, fellow American citizens, you might think to yourself, well, why are they propping up people to get off all of my routes every single day and saying gang stalk, gang stalking, suck my dick? I'm going to tell you another thing right now. Well, our MTS bus drivers doing it too. Are they? When I board the bus? These horrific, let me tell you what they do, why they do this. Go to Google and type in sensitization methods in gang stalking. Repeating words and phrases, repeating physical gestures, repeating certain sounds, okay? Because that's their way to creatively, overtly, directly, mentally harass you about being gang stalked by constantly reintroducing around you things that they've sensitized you to. Okay, so go to Google and go to YouTube and research what sensitization is, so you can see why they do it, and the fact that this is a method of gang stalking. So, as a result of the San Diego Park Rangers, so what they basically do is get along my routes and prop up people along my routes every day and have them repeat gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalker, oh my God, gang stalk, suck my dick, gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy. And also they will repeat certain physical gestures as well. And that's their way to constantly keep me intentionally, mentally preoccupied with the fact that I'm a victim of this crime by constantly reintroducing to you for you to see and or hear what they have you sensitized to. Now I got 1,000 audio files to prove it. Now think about it this way. The only way that they could prop up the same exact identical verbal harassment every day for me to experience along my routes, okay, is that they got to know where I am at and who I am to do it. So do you honestly think that it's not occurring towards me in my hiking areas? Do you honestly think that the park rangers and the police don't know that where I'm camping at all different camping areas? Well, remember what the park ranger said. On November 30th, 2015, I was staying at a location that I did not know it was a park after I started using it to rest, to be by myself. A San Diego Park Ranger came to that area, said I was on park property, and before he came, I made 2 different types of tweets on Twitter that day, that morning. In one of the tweets, it literally shows the time frame they would come. They came 15 minutes before the expiration of that time frame. That attached tweet link is in the blog. As he was approaching me, I had a running recording tape recorder on me. I was sitting in a secluded wooded area. When I heard him coming, because he goes San Diego Park Ranger, I go, they're here. I said to the tape recorder, I go, they're here. When I seen that it was him, the same one from Rose Canyon, I go, oh, you, what are you doing here? I go, you're the park ranger that lied on the stand at the evidence hearing. He goes, exactly. Caught on my tape recorder. And I haven't been able to upload that yet from my tape recorder to a video file because I've had to move. Well, I've had to move to different places. So, fellow American citizens, as a result of him lying on the stand at the evidentiary hearing on November 16th, 2015, okay, I was banned from Rose Canyon, and the judge and the public defender said that they're going to link together in order to find me a homeless service. Now, this public defender is the same exact identical public defender who was standing with the other public defenders and the prosecutors as they were repeating gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalker, and gang stalk, suck my dick. It's also been caught on at least 30 other occasions in that courthouse. Absolutely, including by sheriffs and SDPD officers. This technique has been caught inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters. It's been caught at Ross Grocery Store off of La Jolla Village Square Drive like you would not believe. Inside the North University San Diego Public Library, at the library off of Governor Road and Genesee Avenue. It's been caught at UCSD all over their campus, all over SDSU campus, all over USD campus. It's been caught on bus routes, bus stops.